Alright, Graham, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so my name is Bryn Jackal, and this is my The Day I Was Born speech. Picture this. You're on an unarmed ship in dangerous waters. Armed and violent pirates have come aboard your craft, and you've suddenly found yourself in an extremely sticky situation. This is exactly what happened to the American Maersk Alabama container ship, and today I'm going to be telling you all about the hijacking, kidnapping, and subsequent rescue in 2009 on my birthday, April 12th. We're going to focus on the nature of the event itself and the outcomes. Let's start out by setting the scene. According to All Hands magazine of the U.S. Navy, who covered the story accessed in 2015, the Maersk Alabama, or Alabama for short, was headed down the East African coast carrying 5,000 tons of relief supplies for Somalia, Kenya, and Uganda in April of 2009. This area of the Indian Ocean is known for being dangerous, with a history of piracy activities that were actually on the rise in this particular time period with the end of the monsoon season. Desperate young men were lured by the millions that they could possibly get by ransoming Western hostages. Given the risk of piracy at this time, transmitting merchantmen were warned to keep a minimum of 600 miles offshore. However, the captain of the Alabama, Captain Phillips, did not heed these warnings and continued on course, steaming a close 280 miles off the Somalian coast. On April 8th, Somalian pirates armed with guns boarded the Alabama with grappling hooks. The crew resisted, ultimately overpowering and capturing the leader of the group, but the remaining pirates captured Captain Phillips in hopes of exchanging him for their comrade. Once the agreement had been made, however, the Alabama crew returned the Somali's leader, and the pirates backed out and motored away on a lifeboat with Captain Phillips trapped inside. According to Modern Policy by expert David Marley, published in 2013 by ABC CLIO, Phillips was held captive on the lifeboat for 4 days, from April 8th to April 12th. The Alabama followed the lifeboat until the help from the U.S. Navy arrived, at which point it continued its journey southward. The Navy surrounded the lifeboat with several warships as the pirates threatened to kill Captain Phillips over the radio if they were not granted safe passage away from the scene. Tensions were mounting when on April 12th, my birthday, sharpshooters in one of the warships simultaneously killed the pirates on board the lifeship and rescued Captain Phillips. The major outcomes of the event included the employment of new anti-piracy measures and the release of the 2013 thriller based on this true story. After the incident, the Alabama took action to increase protection of the container ship to prevent future attacks by putting armed security on board and enforcing a larger buffer zone between the craft and the Somalian coast. The hijacking was huge news in 2009 and inspired the movie Captain Phillips, which I'm sure many of you have seen, with Tom Hanks as Captain Phillips. Although the event was clearly very stressful for the crew, a lot of good actually came from it. The response of the Navy was truly incredible, as they efficiently and effectively took down the pirates and saved the life of Captain Phillips, an act of patriotism that demonstrated the vast abilities of our Navy. The event also made it clear that it is absolutely necessary for cargo ships to be better protected and brought about important changes to policy. The movie nicely highlights these takeaways about the patriotism and about the risks that come with leaving ships unarmed, and brought these important points to the attention of the public. Thank you for listening.